over here in the red, our Zerg player at the bottom right.
IMLosirA.
I like that ID, IMLosirA. It's kind of like Artosis' name. It's like a made-up name. Sounds kind of cool. Now, onto our blue Terran. We have the month Tasis was born in.
Starte August.
So, get a little bit of that Coke. Sponsor our tournament. Free drinks. Get a little sugar high during the game. Now, oh, and by the way, thank you Intel and GSL for also sponsoring our event. We love you guys.
Well, we're on the map Crevasse, 16 bases.
Oh, is this Crevasse? I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's Crevasse. I said it was Cross Plateau. I was used to the color. Sorry, go ahead.
So we're on the map Crevasse and we have 16 bases. The thing about this map is you have your natural expansion. The Zerg should actually try to go for the riskier outside expansion, especially if you're not playing a mirror matchup, because the natural expansion right next to your base, which is supposed to be safer, has only 6 mineral and 1 gas. It looks like IMLosirA is gonna go for the outside expansion this time, which is good because of the spawning positions. The Terran is really far away. August is not gonna be able to do a fast rush on him.
Yeah, unless he made stuff in the middle of the map, and of course with the 4 Zalnaga watchtowers, that's not exactly a realistic maneuver to try to pull off, especially, you know, when you're on the GSL. This is basically the most competitive, intense esports tournament in the world. Stuff like that wouldn't work, so our Zerg player definitely making the right choice. Now, Terran, so far, we don't have a really... Well, actually, we do know what he's going to do. Excuse me, he's going to go fast command center. He's pulled up enough minerals. And, you know, it's not a bad idea.
Well, see, now the good thing is IMLosirA took a risk and took the outside expansion, and the Terran took the inside one. So he's going to be slightly ahead economy-wise. Yeah,
that's because there's less minerals. There's only 6 at the inside base you could take. There's, I believe, 8. Yeah, just counted them. 8 minerals on the outside base. So, yes, you're absolutely correct. IMLosirA will be a little bit ahead.
Drone tried to come in and scout, sees the 1 Rex, and I think he knows that August is going to go for the inner expansion for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like he doesn't have that much intel, but it's the only sensible thing. And I mean, that's what most Terrans want to do. If they can get an expansion up early, they'll do it.
He's getting double gas really early, so again we'll see pretty early pressure from August, but I hope he tries to go for a more mid-game push this time, because IMLosirA seems much more experienced than him early game wise. Plus his army was kind of half and half early on. When
you know, the thing about IMLosirA, we didn't really get to see what his potential was because his opponent was the one that lost the game for him, not so much IMLosirA just winning the game. His opponent basically did a bad timing push, moved out, and died. And IMLosirA's like, all right, I'll take that. So, yeah, we're going to see what he's got to offer in this game, and he's going to go for mech to factory. I think it could be Hellions.
Well, this is a pretty standard build we see from August nowadays. He has been going for 2 factory on this map. The thing about going to factory for this map is you really have to do a lot of damage with your Hellions if you want to go, because if you don't, then you're gonna be so far behind. He's gonna get tag laps now. The most effective push for Terran on this map that I've seen so far, especially in the Hey Pro match in Code last week, was a Tor, Hellions, and Marine push. That was so strong, and it's really hard for Zerg to stop that.
Really hard. Mainly because, just like at StarCraft 1, a Terran mech army does so much damage so quickly that it's just very difficult to engage. In fact, usually the way to deal with an opponent like that is to just opt out of ever engaging his army. Just drop him when he leaves his base, harass him with air units, try to whittle him down until eventually you can chip away at that big army when he finally does move out.
Well, I love IMLosirA's overlap placement. He moved 2 overlords in and he spots the fast expansion that the Terran did. So he's gonna go ahead and take the inner expansion in his base. How well the Terran is gonna do in the mid game is how much damage he can do with his blue flame push right now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get a lot of drones, and this game's new enough that even our pro gamers don't have quite as much experience against that blue from Hellion. rush. You know, microing it outright and stuff like that. I've actually found in my experience that with some of these Terran players, when they rush in there, to actually just attack with the drones if your other unit's already attacking. Because even if they have blue flame, you usually can at least get a surround. Because if you run away, then it's like that's almost what they want. But I mean, it all depends on the situation. There's certainly situations where you do not want to do that.
IMLosirA is actually going for a really late layer.
Yeah, that seems to be the way he likes to do it. He wants to get a lot of drones.
Well, here comes the push from August. It looks pretty strong against the basic units that IMLosirA has right now. He actually does not have that much units to defend. He needs to get a lot of feelings right now. And he already has a roach rod up, so he is prepared for this Hellion push coming in from August. But he's not producing roaches at the moment. Really need to get some roaches up.
Yeah, I wonder if, you know, IMLosirA has economically overextended himself. We'll see, but he does have Banelings. Then again, Banelings are not exactly good against Hellions.
Well, as I was speaking, he got 9 roaches, so that would be enough to defend. Here comes the roaches, here on creep. August sees that. I think August should actually just back off and try to macro. He can't win this army much. He's gonna come in right now.
He just needs to let that Spine Crawler do the damage. Actually, I don't know if IMLosirA should be doing this. When Terran's pushing you and you don't have enough to really face it head on, just stay on the creep. That's the most important thing.
That's right. Tasteless is absolutely right. So right now, August should just back off and try to macro up because IMLosirA is actually gonna defend his base if he tries to do a push right now.
Yeah.
He has a couple of Sea Shanks up. So we should wait for another push. I hope he doesn't oversteam again because the last time, I mean the first push that he tried to do, he steamed his Marines but didn't decide to go in.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty unforgiving. When you sim, you have to commit, no matter what, because I mean that's.
You don't want to waste it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care how addicted the Marines are to the stim pack. It's got to be put to good use.
They drink too much Coke.
Yeah.
Too much sugar in them.
That's right. Now, the Terran's pushing 4 tanks and a couple of Hellions. And they do have stim, so let's see here. There are a lot of Banelings, though. I don't know. I think it's going to come down to the tank shots. He wants to siege up far away and draw the Banelings in and have the siege tanks do the rest of the work.
Oh, here comes the Marine steam, and he's going to try to come in. Has to back off again. This is on creep. August does not want to fight on creep for sure. He's going to open up his... IMLosirA is actually going to go ahead and open up his base so he can stream in units faster.
Yep.
Baneling speed and roach speed is getting researched. This actually doesn't look that good for August. He's going to come in from behind the mineral lines. Picking off drones.
Actually, he could have done so much more damage with that. I'm a bit surprised. I guess he wants to keep the Hellions with the army and have that kind of critical mass that can do enough damage. But you know, August is sort of taking a sweet time here. He needs to get at least one siege tank in range of either the hatchery or the Spine Crawler.
Yep.
Right now, I don't see either of those. That means the Zerg doesn't need to engage.
That's right.
But actually, a lot more tanks are coming down.
Oh, look at that. IMLosirA is trying to come in from behind with his roaches.
He's going to try to intercept anything else that's going to attack. If August says it's ready, he should attack right now and go for the hatchery when the roaches are out of position.
Well, we do see a lot of Banelings being morphed at the moment.
And does he have Baneling speed, do you know? No, it's...
He just got up.
It just got up, okay. Here he comes now! He moves in.
He wants to go!
Now, it looks like he will, once again, hold this rush here. He just has too much stuff. And this has got to be a painful moment for August. You know, it's funny because before we saw that, I was like, well, I don't actually know who's going to win this. And then it's funny how much IMLosirA came out on top. And this is something you never, ever want to do. Is then, once you lose position, try to hold another position far away from your opponent in kind of the middle of the map. It's just not a good idea.
Well, IMLosirA has 3 solid blades up right now, and August just lost his whole army. So he's gonna come in and counter-attack with his roaches. I mean Tasteless, I really don't think August can hold this.
Yeah, I don't. Well, here's the problem is if you do a 2-base timing push with Terran and you lose, it's really, really hard to get the 3rd base.
Yeah.
It's really, 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 really hard.
Because the Zerg will just try to pressure you so hard.
I don't know why he did a 2-base timing push on a map that's this big.
Plus was cross-position.
Yeah, this is like a build for Steps of War. You know what I'm saying? So it's the wrong map, wrong build. every strategy and build order you do has to be tailored to the map that you're playing on.
Well, right now LosirA is taking a 4th base and a Terran is still running on 2 bases. He is trying to get a second expansion running, but Terran, I mean, I'm gonna have a look at the food count. Tasteless is gonna have a look at the food count.
I'm gonna do it. All right, so that's a pretty big disparity. 152 food per Zerg, 90 food per Terran. That's so bad for the Terran.
I think August, August doesn't seem like he's playing himself today, because normally he does way better than this, but he looks the way he plays just seems like he's choking and he's making kind of a few bad decisions. Like, he keeps forcing the push when he could have fall back, get a bigger army and expand, but he keeps trying to, be super aggressive towards LosirA.
One of the signs of a really good player is when they know when to not engage. Like, if they do damage. For instance, Protoss versus Zerg, oftentimes if you kill the Zerg's expansion, you should just go back to your base and make more stuff. You don't actually need to go in there and try to mow him down. Now, Terran's there are a couple interesting things in the map. Looks like Terran is going to drop here. He's also taking a 3rd base. Meanwhile, Zerg has mutas. And he's taking out a tremendous amount of SCDs. He's going to force August to go back into his main. Well, it's supposed to, but August is not going back into his main. And he will lose this refinery, which is actually pretty big when you consider how important siege tanks are in this matchup.
Plus he's building, a lot of siege tanks like Tasteless has said, so I don't know why he does not want to defend the refinery, and he brings 3 Marines in, which is not going to be enough for you to defend against 6 mutas. August is definitely not playing his best today. I'm really sad to see that, because this is such an important match for him. If he wins this, he can play it up and down.
You know what's bizarre about this is he's actually just not sending stuff. Well, he has now, but he just wasn't sending stuff for so long. LosirA is maxed out. That is, say with me, so many banelings. I'm not good at it like Artosis is. If only you guys could actually see Artosis. Oh, that drop coming down here. Drones coming over there, and that drop will be driven out. If only you guys could see Artosis' face as he says so many banelings. It is so intense. Now this medevac should be picked off, because even if he drops out the Marines, it's not enough.
He's going to lose his medevac here. I think LosirA is going to go for a counter push right now. Look at how many banelings he has. He can just bring all of that in.
To be totally honest, he can actually just chase him up the ramp. Yeah, just actually just kill the Terran's expansion. I think that's what he's going to do. He's so ahead.
Oh, he's getting some more banelings.
I know we normally say, guys, when you're ahead, you get more ahead. But I mean, this is like, he's so ahead, he actually just needs to free up his supply.
Here he comes. Tasteless and I are speechless.
Yeah. Okay, GG. Sorry, August. You were way outclassed by LosirA that game.
Do you know how many good Zergs are in the IM house? We got Nasty, we got LosirA, we got Junui.
It's pretty sick, actually. So, I gotta say, I really, honestly, genuinely did not expect that game to look like that. That almost looked like it was like a ladder game, where it's like #1 ranked guy on Masters against somebody else who's just not that high, like a low-ranked Masters game. Zerg way outclassed him. That's what a good Zerg looks like, is they just can amass so much, they can't really be touched. That's been my experience. I mean, my brother's a really good Zerg player. In StarCraft 1, I got to play against or practice with the best Zergs, at Mondragon, all these guys. And I get to do it in StarCraft 2, and I know that feeling where it's like they just can't actually be killed. It's like scary to get out of your base, and then, like all your stuff dies.
You're like, waiting outside for you. No.
And you're like, God, you're like inside your base as the game, so focused, building stuff. And it's like you miss one pile, and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to lose now, because he never misses a beat. That's basically what went on in August's mind back there. He's like, well, he's just never going to stop making stuff. So we're going to go on to our next game. It's Huck! It's Huck! I'm so excited. I'm like clapping my hands like a seal at the zoo. We're going to have Huck against Revival, excuse me. I'm not good at reading. We're going to have Huck against Revival. It should be pretty sick. Protoss versus Zerg. Huck is...
Oh, my favorite matchup.
Is that your favorite matchup? Oh, what are my favorite matchups?
It's like me versus you.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I forgot. That's
wins.
right. It's good to have a Zerg caster here, by the way. Thank you for coming down, Kelly, because Artosis and me are Protoss, and I'm sort of tearing. Artosis hasn't played Zerg in a while, so it's good to have your knowledge down here. The countdown's going to start. Huck. I know a lot of you guys have tuned in, and it's a very exciting moment here for us. Let's see if Huck can get farther in the GSL, if it's going to remain much more Korean dominant in the up and down matches. Are we praying?
Praying.
Are we meditating?
Come on, Huck.
Ooh, Huck. Lama, 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 lama. All right, and the game is going to start now, so let's go.